Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope this video can make it a little bit better. Start of a new week, so it's time for a new set of weekly adventures. So we have a 1, a 2.5, and a 3.5 star adventure. First, we have Zoe, 1 star, with the special rules, Embrace the Current. When the player plays a spell, they refill 1 spell mana. This is essentially a copy of Nami's star power. So a lot of the spammy spells based decks are going to love this. So Nami, Master Yi, Lee Sin, Varys, Annie, Janna. A lot of the champions just want to play at least 1 spell every single round, but potentially want to play many spells in a round. This is going to be great for all of them. Next up, we have the 2.5 up against Jinx. We have Natural Magic. All cards cost 2 less, so both yours and the enemies. We also have Blade in the Darkness. Round end. If the player's Nexus took damage this round, the foe's strongest unit strikes it. So for this one, you want to be sure you're playing a deck that has relatively a lot of cheap cards and that is fairly aggressive in the early game, just because the enemy is going to be dumping all their cards in the first couple rounds, and so you really need to be prepared for that onslaught. So be ready to block and then counter attack when you get the attack token. Also, if you're not able to block successfully, the enemy is going to be able to hit your Nexus, and they will get that extra strike off. So for some good champions here, think like Jax, Samira, Diana, just a lot of those decks that have potentially a 2-cost champion, and then a lot of their cards are 1 to 3 costs, just so you can really play a lot of cards in the early game and just try to dominate and really deal with the enemy's aggression. Last up then for the 3.5 up against Azir. We have Death is like the Wind, so when the player plays their first unit each round, stun it. So this will be fairly annoying. Then we have Withstand, round start, grant the foe's units 1 health, and then the Vicious Enemy, just making everything a little bit harder. So some decks that can be good for Death is like the Wind is either ones that they kind of fill out their board and then just they can stop playing units. So like Leona, you're very good at just scaling up your units, and so you can get to a point where you don't really need to play any more units. Granted, she's not the best for this because normally she's only playing 1 unit per round. Another one would be like Poro King. Quite often you can play a lot of units, and then once you have 6 units on the board, they all start getting that 2/2 scaling buff from your star powers. And when that happens, you don't really want to start replacing your units because you're going to be replacing them with something weaker. And so Poro King, 1, you play a lot of units, so that can help counter Death is like the Wind. And then once you fill out your board, you don't necessarily need to be playing more if you're triggering your star power and they're all scaling up. Some other options I think would also be like Garen, Tahm Kench, or also Kayn, where you can have some units on the board and you can just be working on scaling them up, and then you're just playing your units, and even if they get stunned, they're essentially a backup for later rounds. You can start scaling them up later, but you can focus on your earlier units and just have them be more of your powerhouse. So I think they would also all be a solid option here. That being said, though, this is the weekly adventures, especially the last adventure of the weekly adventures. Everyone just breaks out their strongest champion and absolutely annihilates this with like Aurelion Sol or Jinx. So go ahead and have fun with that if you're not wanting to really play around these modifiers. Alright, that's it for these weeklies. Definitely list down below if you have any fun combinations or tips for your fellow players. An update on streaming: I'll be streaming this Wednesday at 9 o'clock in the morning a.m. Eastern time. Last week I streamed on Wednesday, but that was in the evening. This time I'm going to be trying to do it in the morning and see how it goes. I know I have an audience from all over the world, so different times really help out different people. Still playing around with what time works best, so today, or not today, but Wednesday, we will be doing it at 9 a.m. Eastern. Definitely come check it out if you're interested. Alright, that's it from me for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.